Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chamber University. This is Miramar Pembroke Pines Regional Chamber of Commerce, Western Florida Chamber of Commerce, and the Pembroke Park West Park Chamber of Commerce. And today with me, I have Peter Rose, who is a Senior Development Manager over at the American Cancer Society, one of our members. And he kind of came to us with this idea that we thought would be great for our businesses to start talking about how we can leverage philanthropic efforts and throwing in some things for charity to boost your business. How that looks great for your business and can actually help you gain some new customers. So, with no further ado, Peter, take it away.
Thank you so much, Angie, and welcome, Coral, and others that'll be listening and watching online. I am so grateful for this opportunity to be part of the relaunch of the Miramar Pembroke Pines Regional Chamber, Chamber University, and that this topic is one that we can jump into. Leveraging philanthropy to boost your business is a concept that I've been incorporating in how I do business for a very long time. Just a little bit about me. I am currently the Senior Development Manager with the American Cancer Society, as Angie said. I have spent over 25 years in the hospitality, restaurant, hotel, marketing, consulting, and nonprofit space. I have a lot of background in interacting with the consumer, the customer, and of course, our internal customers, our team. And the one thing I find is no matter what your mission is, when you connect your team with a cause, they loved coming to work. They build that rapport and they grow that excitement and they want to share what they're doing with the community, which helps grow the business. On top of that, when you connect with the community and support a cause, you're helping that cause reach a broader demographic. And then the bottom line is it drives more traffic to the business because people want to be part of something that's making a positive impact. So for longer than I can remember, I've been incorporating philanthropic focus in the different roles I've had. And I am so grateful to have the opportunity to work with the American Cancer Society to be part of our mission to work to fund research. So one day, hopefully, have a world that's cancer free and to support the research for every cancer in every life. Now, this course, Leveraging Philanthropy to Boost Your Business, is not specifically about the American Cancer Society. I'm grateful we're sponsoring this and I'm grateful to be part of it and that is part of who I am. But that's not what philanthropy is about. It's not about any one organization. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my first screen here. Let me find my share button again. I believe that's it. Angie, can you let me know, or is it open there?
Yep, you're good to go.
Awesome. So, and actually, just realized I was on the back end there. So let me jump back to slide one. Technology. So, when it comes to philanthropy, a hot topic, a hot term nowadays is cause marketing. A lot of people hear the word cause marketing. When I first got started incorporating it, I always called it relationship marketing, building that relationship, making those genuine connections, and finding ways to be true partners, not just coming in with an ask. But cause marketing, we'll look at the textbook definition. It's a strategy that involves a commercial business supporting a nonprofit organization or a charitable cause, and that it supports the cause to bolster its corporate social responsibility and encourage customer loyalty. It'll also benefit the nonprofit by increasing brand awareness and driving donations for that worthy cause. So let's break that down. Bolster social responsibility. Gone are the days when it was simply a bonus when a consumer learned that a company that they bought their products at was doing something good for the community. Now it's an expectation that a company that is doing business will have a philanthropic alignment or multiple alignments in which they support the community, small or large. It could be global, it could be local, but the expectation is there that if people are doing business with you, that some part of your business is doing good for the community. Now, when we talk about leveraging philanthropy, before you can leverage philanthropy to boost your business, you have to take the first step. And I always say thinking is the first action. So the three things I like every business to think about, every owner, every investor or partner to think about is one, know your brand. By understanding your brand, you'll be able to help create a symbiotic philanthropic alignment. When you know your mission, you'll be able to understand how your mission will help to keep a philanthropic alignment focus. In other words, by understanding your true mission, you'll be able to keep that as your focus to guide your philanthropic efforts. Also, by knowing your passion, you'll win. Understanding your passion and the passion of your team, the passion of your customers, that'll help you build a warm culture and increase loyalty in your business. Now, hello, welcome, Cheryl. I see you're just jumping in. We're right in the course. I was just about to share some examples of where knowing your brand, knowing your mission, and knowing your passion can be the first steps to guiding how you're going to leverage philanthropy to boost your business. So one example is the company Subaru of America. Now, their philosophy at Subaru of America, their philosophy is committed to building vehicles our customers can rely on while being part of the greater good. For the past 14 years, Subaru has activated their Share the Love campaign. They have donated more than $227 million to charity, with customers choosing between their 4 national charity partners, as well as over 1,700 hometown charities. So let's think about the impact that this organization is having. They are aligning with a cause, with multiple causes. They are then activating their customers to give them the opportunity to choose the cause that speaks to them, and encouraging them that with their purchase of this vehicle, that they're going to make a difference for that cause that's near and dear to them. And guess what? It's not just the customers buying the cars that feel that. It's the team all around, from those in the shop to those on the floor, on administrators, all the way down to those working in the gift shops, not just the workshop, so everybody is part of having a direct impact on the causes they're supporting. Their philosophy is part of their brand identity. So by knowing your brand, you can make an impact and you can improve your revenue, but also that company culture. Knowing your mission is another way to do it. When you know your mission and you guide your efforts with the mission, you can have an impact. So one of my favorite beverages, Tito's handmade vodka. I do not get any royalties by any means, but it's a vodka that I appreciate because I've known where they've come from, how it started off small and how it's grown. And one of the things I love about this company's story, and it's a great case study, is that they help strays. By helping strays, it sparks strength in their mission. The owner's dog went with him every day to work, and while he was getting off the ground and feeding his dog and having his dog with him, other strays in the community were being drawn to their warehouse because the smell, the aroma, the food, it was attracting them. So they didn't shoo them away. They actually welcomed them in. The team welcomed them in. In fact, a lot of the delivery drivers that were bringing glass and containers and other things, vendors that were showing up, would see the dogs that they were taking care of, and adopt them. And it all started with humble beginnings of like see a need, fill a need. And now Vaca for Dog People is a huge program. For 20 years, the organization's been bringing his dream, Tito's dream, Tito as he's known, his dream to life, committed to rescuing and protecting the animals that come into their lives, many of whom thrive alongside the team. They connect with lots of shelters, lots of organizations all around, and they just have a really great program for giving back. And guess what? A lot of people that are fans of their brand, their beverage, are fans of this mission and are dog lovers themselves. So they want to support them even more. In fact, it's been known that Tito now jokes that they are a philanthropic events company that happens to sell vodka on the side. I love that. When the philanthropy becomes the focus and guides you, the rest of the business will succeed because people want to support a business that is doing good and they want to be part of that business. Now, you know your mission, you knew your brand, you knew your mission. Let's talk about passion. When we talk about passion, a great example that I love is Walmart. Walmart has this amazing program. Their volunteerism always pays. It's called VAP. That's what it's known internally in their organization. Now, Walmart actually inspires their customers and suppliers and associates to join together to save lives from cancer. They are a huge supporter within their organization for the American Cancer Society through the VAP program, but not just us. It's open to all programs. In fact, in the fiscal year of 2021, the associates at Walmart and Sam's Club reported volunteering more than 278 hours through their VAP program. Now that translated to about more than $2 million in grant contributions to organizations serving our communities across the US. Now, essentially what it is their employees are encouraged to volunteer in the community, to connect with organizations. And once they volunteer, they can submit through their internal program what they did. And guess what? Walmart, Sam's Club, the Walmart company will actually pay a certain amount of money per volunteer hour with a max, I believe the last I heard was up to $5,000 per store per cause. That's huge. That's huge. Can you imagine if every Walmart around the country had the max number of employees and the max amount of money, how much money they would raise in one cause, let alone all the causes they actually do support? Talk about an impact. Talk about how the employees are made to feel because they're actually being encouraged by their management, by their owners of their company to go out into the community and be part of the community in which they work. Great program and another great example of how you can incorporate your passion for giving and make an impact on the business as well. So I just want to give one more example, and this is actually an example of examples. At the American Cancer Society, we're on a mission to free the world from cancer. We have this partnership model infographic that I have on the page here. It breaks down 4 core categories. You have your consumer campaigns, your community campaigns, your employee and executive campaigns, as well as patient and caregiver campaigns. What I want you to see is not only do we break it down, and I'm sharing this because I do work for the American Cancer Society, and I'm sharing this as a model that we use, but it's such a great example of all the different ways that you can activate a model to connect with a cause and increase your business, and not only that financial ROI, but that heart ROI, that company culture. So just talking about community, you have Relay for Life events, Making Strides events, our galas, balls, even sports platform special events. Now, as a team member for the American Cancer Society, senior development manager, I primarily focus on Relay for Life events, but I work with my team regionally, locally, and nationally to support all of these different types of campaigns. You know, through patient and caregiver, that's where we provide a lot of resources. See, some causes like us, part of what we need to do is get the information out there, help level the playing field when it comes to access to care. There's a difference between equality and equity. Okay, a quick example on that is you have an elderly gentleman, a very young 7-year-old boy, you have a tall person, you have a short person, you have somebody that's in a wheelchair. If you give all of them the same 10-speed bicycle, well, they all have a bike, but not all of them can ride it, right? Equity would be providing them a bike that works for them. Maybe it's a shorter one. Maybe it's got a seat with handle rails and you foot pedal instead of leaning forward on it. There's different types of bicycles, and you would find the right one to help that person be able to have the experience. That's equity. So when it comes to our patient and caregiver, we're trying to level the playing field, not only working with systems and doing the research, but also trying to educate the public. So I bring that up because you might have a business that not only could help generate funds for a cause, not only can help improve your own company culture, increase your benefits, but maybe help save lives and improve lives of your members, your customers, your employees, simply by sharing the information that a cause like us or another cause that's near and dear to you is able to provide. So lots of great stuff on here. Feel free to take a screenshot. I'll give it a second. While you're doing that, I do want to share some stats that we were able to pull down. 41% of consumers surveyed noted the purchase of a product. They noted that the purchase of a product, excuse me, my notes scroll down. 41% of consumers noted the purchase of a product that was not intended since the product promised a contribution charity. In other words, they weren't planning on buying it, but when they saw that there was going to be a charity donation associated with that purchase, they made that purchase and they bought that product. Another great stat here is that 38% of consumers surveyed selected a brand with a charity logo on it over a different brand of similar quality and equivalent price, but no charity association. In other words, you have choice A and B, equivalent products, equivalent experience, and equivalent service, but one is connected to supporting a cause. They go 38% of the time, more people will purchase that product or have that experience or enjoy that service because of the cause. 45% of the consumer surveys say they would have a much more favorable perception of a product or brand if they see the ACS logo. Now, I'm bringing that up because the American Cancer Society, being over 100 years old, being the largest nonprofit funder of cancer research, is one of the most trusted nonprofits and the most trusted cancer fighting organization in the country. We're on the top of the list. And the reason for that is how we connect and staying focused on the mission. Now, switching gears as an operator, if you're going to choose a cause to support, whether it's local, regional, national, or international, you want to make sure that it aligns with your brand, with your mission, that there's no conflicts, and that they have a track record where people can trust the information and the mission they're on. So with that, I'm going to jump to the next slide and talk about a winning combination. So I know I'm talking at you right now. I'm going to open up for some questions in just a few more minutes, but I just want to share a little bit more of the philosophy. When you offer and provide high quality product, service, or experience, when you offer and provide that high quality product, service, or experience with warm and genuine hospitality, you win your customer base, your members, your team, your employees, your staff, your constituents. They want to come back. You know, the old adage is, if you have a restaurant that has amazing food and the service is really horrible, you're not made to feel welcome, you probably will not go back. However, if the service is amazing, you're made to feel warm, like you're in somebody's living room, like they're going out of their way for you, but the food is you may go back and give them a second chance because they made you feel good and maybe they had an off night in the kitchen. However, when you execute an amazing quality product, service, when you connect with that warm hospitality, they come back every time. And guess what? The numbers show that when you connect over a cause, that your customers and your team and just the people you serve can get behind, well, not only do they come back, but they come back more often. In fact, a little example I'll give you. Um, Sorry, I apologize. I jumped ahead. A little example I just want to share is that when you execute a philanthropic focus model, you'll see an increase in your financial ROI as well as the company culture. Remember, your business is a vehicle that can deliver success for the community. It can help provide awareness for a great cause. It can expand their demographic and their reach. It can also help them raise the necessary funds that they need to support their mission. For a successful alignment, you must prospect and do your research. Okay, when you partner and with a cause that you're going to donate to, that you're going to introduce to your constituents, you want to make sure that the alignment is there, that when people walk in, they understand why this organization needs to be supported and how they can get behind you in your efforts to support them. So when we speak about prospecting and understanding what causes and what nonprofit organizations out there are right for you, start off with the basics. Talk to your partners, talk to your co-owners, talk to your team, your employee, your staff, talk to your customers, your members, your constituents, talk to your students, talk to the people that you're interacting with, because they can give you the feedback and share the passions that ignite their emotions, that connect them, that allow you to have a heightened and increased revenue stream. But remember, that only comes if you stay focused on your mission and you align with the right organization. So some tools you can use, again, the basics. Go to Google, look up the organization, look up a cause, look up groups that interact with that type of cause. Go on social media. You can go to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. One that a lot of people are starting to really pick up on more and more is Nextdoor. If you're a community, a local business, well, you should be on Nextdoor. It's easy to get on. You can activate your community and the neighboring communities to share information, share your model, introduce what you're doing. Also, groups like Meetup. I had a lot of success going on Meetup and looking for different groups that connected with causes that I wanted to support. And then I joined them. It's not just about joining and giving them the ask, hey, you want to come to me so I could host a fundraiser for you? No, it's I want to get to know you. I want to see what you guys are doing for this cause. I want to help. Oh, by the way, here's something I'm doing. Do you think that could help you in what you're doing? Right? Lead with the mission first. Remember, if the organization has a strong constituent base, then they're going to be able to get the word out and bring them out to your business. If their mission and purpose align or conflict with yours, that's going to have an impact on the results. Don't forget to promote your model. All too often, I meet managers and business leaders that have a great philanthropic model. They've chosen to find a way to connect with causes, but they don't tell anybody. They don't have anything up inside their business to let their customers that walk in know, hey, we're here for the community. Ask to find out more. A simple call to action could be enough to get that conversation going. A lot of businesses don't understand that if they have reward members, they have an email database, they have lots of ways that they can connect with their own constituents. And if you're connecting with a cause to drive traffic through that philanthropic focus, well, you should do your part as a business to help support the cause that you're welcoming in. See, all too often businesses will have a model and they'll say, okay, I booked your fundraiser, see you when you show up. In fact, when I was running restaurants, I had the task of changing perspectives and getting managers to understand that the the opportunity the opportunity to connect to the organization will be a win for them if we can introduce them to more people and if they raise the funds. It's not the mentality. It's not the mentality that you're giving away money. It's the mentality that you're helping an organization and going to increase revenue that you never had because new people are walking in the door. Now, before we go on to that and digging into that, I just want to drill it home. Don't overlook the basics. You don't just schedule and sit back. When you're meeting or identifying a cause or a nonprofit, have a discovery meeting. Talk to those that will be either the volunteers or the staff at that organization that'll be working with you to get the word out. Find out who their constituents are, how they interact with them. Confirm that they'll be able to get the word out, that they're not just hoping to show up and have you give money from everybody that you've brought in, but that it's a true partnership in efforts, because when they make an effort and you make an effort and you're rolling up your sleeves together, it's the foundation for a great relationship to grow. You want to make sure that you do promote internally to your team. If there's an event coming up, print out the flyer, put it in the back of house, put it for your team, email it internally on your intranet, whatever it may be, get the word out and help the cause draw the traffic. You also want to know if they've had success in the past, what type of fundraisers they've done, where they've had successes, where they haven't. And if you've hosted some really amazing fundraisers, then make sure to share with them, hey, you know, this one organization, they did X, Y, and Z, and we saw a great turnout. Do you think that would work for you? Remember, it's not about us dictating to the causes or the nonprofits as operators what they need to do. It's about sharing information so they have the best opportunity to be successful, which will help your business be successful as well. Flipping the coin, I just want to address the elephant in the room. I tapped upon it a couple moments ago, but you got to really shift your focus. The idea that if you hold a fundraiser, you're going to make money. Yes, if you're running a business, you need to be mindful of paying your bills, increasing profits, paying your employees, generating revenue so you can grow your business. But if you do a fundraiser to make that money, it's the wrong mentality, and it's not going to be as successful as if you're doing the fundraiser to support a cause. By nature, if you make the effort to support that cause, you are going to grow new business because the supporters of that cause are going to now come out to you. It'll improve your company culture because your team will see they're part of something bigger and that they get to work for a company that's doing something bigger. So I know I gave a huge global overview of how we can leverage philanthropy, different models of how we do it, things to think about when coming up with our plan. But now I have some questions, and I'll put this up, and then I know live right now we have a few people I know will be streaming later and getting in on that chat. So I do just want to put it out there that when we do these breakouts, the first thing to think about is, do you have an existing philanthropic model? Do you have an existing fundraising program that your business is already using? Do you have an existing cause marketing campaign that you've activated? And if the answer is yes, awesome. What can you do to enhance it? What can you do to improve it? If we're content with something that is working now, it's not necessarily going to keep working tomorrow. So what can we do to innovate? What can we do to create that enhance? If you don't have a program yet, then what are some models that we reviewed today that you may want to incorporate? So I really want you to walk away with this in mind. Your brand and mission is a primary focus. It's your business. Once you know it, then you can start to leverage philanthropy to increase your business. When you identify your passion and the passion of your team and the constituents or customers you serve, then you can actually leverage philanthropy in a guided way that'll align with your mission and get results. And when you connect over a cause, that's when you build your return of attendance. You increase your members, your constituents, your customers. That not only do they come, but they come more often. At one of my restaurants, our rewards program, we saw that members that joined the rewards program came 2 to 3 times more often than non-members. But guess what? We saw members that signed up on fundraiser nights and give back nights came back 43% more than the members that just signed up, that were coming 2 to 3 times more than the others. Does that blow your mind? They came out and they had such a great experience, saw there was a cause that was being elevated and that they were able to support, and they wanted to be part of the business. They wanted to come more often. And of course, executing the product, executing the service at high levels is the winning formula. So now it's about choosing the model that works for you. Does your business allow for a roundup campaign? Maybe you encourage your guests to let them know that you're supporting a cause, and would you like to donate $1 or round up? Maybe you do a model like CVS. Would you like to donate $1, $3, or $5 during this month for this great cause? Maybe it's a simple model where you'd say, I have a product that I'm going to elevate for this week, this month, on this designated day, where I'm going to give the proceeds from this product purchase, or maybe it's a percentage of the products that are purchased. There's so many different ways. Another one that I didn't even get a chance to touch upon that was on that sheet that I love, employee giving. Do you have a payroll company you work with? Did you know that you can connect the ability for your employees to choose to donate to an organization that either you identify as choices for them to choose from, or that you allow them to choose depending on the payroll company you're working with? Imagine if every employee in your business donated $1 a paycheck, getting paid, that's $26 a year if they're getting paid bi-weekly. How many employees do you have? How many employees do other businesses have? How much can that $26 a year, what impact can it have on our community if every business offered that to employees? And guess what? Employees feel good knowing that they're making a difference with that $1 because they're part of a larger pool, right? So many ways to do it. The topics that I preloaded here is, you want to set up a fundraiser for a local school band. They come to you, you connect with them. Local school band, they say, we want to host a fundraiser. Can we do something to help us raise money? We have a performance we're trying to get to, and we need to help raise money. It's for our hotel stays, for transportation, for new equipment, so on and so forth. What model do you think would work for you and your business? How can you add additional call to action to support that model? And how will you get your team, your employees, your staff, your customers to buy into that model? So with that, I'm going to pause on the sharing. I know Angie, Cheryl, and Coral are on with me right now. So let's workshop. Let's have a conversation. I know we got about 20 minutes left in the scheduled time. I think we could spend 10 minutes on this and have a quick thought experiment on how to make this happen. And so I will stop sharing and welcome the conversation. Sorry it took so long to get here, but I'm happy to have it. So Cheryl, I saw you came on camera a few moments ago. Coral, I know you said that you got the newborn. I got a 6-month-old as well, so I know what it is to juggle. But I'd love to hear from you, either about this topic, or is there another topic that you'd like to ask about specifically, incorporating a fundraiser for an organization? What model would you think works for you? Or if you already have one, please share what you're doing.
Just as they come on, I do want to share, in case those of you may not know, but the Chamber of Commerce does do something with the tastings of the Shop the Summer Garden, where we help our nonprofits by doing an event where everybody can go and experience the restaurants there at the shops. And it's great because it helps our nonprofits to raise some money. It helps the restaurants by getting them more exposure, getting people to try restaurants they haven't thought of in the past. And of course, it helps the chamber by giving us exposure. So, I mean, that's a great example of a philanthropic effort that really is helping all of us across the board. So, as long as we can continue doing that to help our nonprofits, we will definitely continue doing that. But yeah, Cheryl, I know that you are with a gifting fund, some sort of foundation, right? So
yes,
if you're able,
that's
yeah, to tell us a little bit more about what it is that you do and maybe how you're able to incorporate this, or probably from the perspective of being able to approach businesses, right, about how they can help you as well.
okay. Yes, great. Thank you, everyone. A pleasure to be here. I was a little tardy getting on. I had an emergency dental appointment this morning that carried well until 11 a.m. But not to belabor the point. But again, yes, the Winter Larkin Charitable Gift Fund is a nonprofit gift fund that my husband and myself started to honor our late daughter, who passed away unexpectedly and quite traumatically in 2014. And she was a young child that was very interested in the arts and dancing and singing. And my husband and I formed the charitable gift fund to be able to give back to children, organizations, universities, and individuals that are interested in pursuing the arts. Primarily, the focus is for children and young adults. And at this point, we are really in this stage where we are solidifying our vision and mission statement. And we are forging ahead to provide scholarships. In fact, one in November for a local university for students, freshmen who are interested in the arts. So, any assistance that you all can offer as we are in the beginning stages of, creating a funnel and I joined the chamber 3 weeks ago. So looking forward to any advice that you all can offer and how we can really get our efforts off the ground.
Yeah, well, I think Peter can be a great resource for you in that sense because he can definitely give you some insight on how to approach businesses with this type of message of how helping your charitable fund can help their business, right, Peter?
Absolutely. Just Cheryl, thank you so much for sharing the inspiration for what led to the organization. And I'm so sorry for the journey and the loss that you've had, but I'm so
Thank you.
grateful to what you and your husband are doing. When you can take uh, pain and turn it into hope and inspiration, it is remarkable, and I commend you for doing it. I would be happy to set up a kind of one-on-one call and walk you through some different things that you could think of and maybe work through that. I will share, there are always different ways as a nonprofit to connect with constituents, right? To connect with people that may support our efforts. There's also different types of constituents. So you may have volunteers that are going to be part of getting the word out, volunteers that are going to be part of fundraising. Maybe you have high level, I don't want to say high level, maybe you have people that end up becoming board members to help you in your mission get some other funding. Maybe part of it is doing something like with the chamber. Maybe part of this could be part of an education thing. There's so many ways that people can make a difference, and you guys are starting the foundation and making headway already, and it's remarkable. I think that when it comes to this specific course, the intent was to plant the seeds for businesses to start, if they haven't already, make the effort to connect with causes like American Cancer Society, like your cause, like others, to find communities, nonprofits, and individuals that need help, that need the ability to expand their voice, right? And at the same time, understanding that businesses need to run, trying to get them to understand that if you shift your philosophy, shift your perspective, it's not, oh, I'm doing a fundraiser and I have to give away money. It's that I get to make a difference. One, I get to help this cause. Two, I get to give power and compassion to my team that I'm working with because they're part of something bigger than just the day-to-day operations of our business. And then in the end, when you do it for the right reasons, their business is going to grow and the cause is going to get that support they need. So, as far as for bringing it back to today's topic, I'd say one, keep doing what you're doing. Look at other models that are maybe out there, and see what other organizations are doing to find out not how you can copy, but how you can stand out. You have the roots and the foundation, and you definitely are on the right path. And I wish you so much success. There are lots of restaurants that do business that host fundraisers. There's lots of businesses that do it. In fact, I'll share, I know of one online platform currently. It's called Group Raise. A lot of restaurants have started turning this over, especially during COVID when they were reducing their staff size. So a company like Group Raise, that's the website, restaurants and businesses will sign up with them, and that basically manages their fundraising. So you as an organization may be able to register yourself as an organization, and then businesses that are on the Group Raise platform would be able to choose you. Or if you're in, you could go to restaurants that you see are on that platform and say, hey, we're now one of the available nonprofits on this thing. I'd love to work with you to do it. So that might be a way to start getting some of it, but there's so many different ways. And the most important thing is that you lead with your heart, and just be the genuine person that you are when talking to potential volunteers, supporters, sponsors. And on the business side, I hope those business leaders that are watching this, that are participating in this, hear your story, hear what we're doing at the American Cancer. I hear what the tastings has done for multiple charities. Am I correct? There were 7 choices, right?
Correct. Yep.
With the American Cancer Society this time of year, I'm wearing pink because it's making strides against breast cancer awareness month. So I know the last tastings revenue, the people who registered could choose making strides, and a portion went from their registration. But there were 7 different causes that the Miramar Pembroke Pines Regional Chamber had identified and chose to be recipients, and working with the gardens, Pembroke Gardens, to help activate all the different businesses to participate and host it. I mean, it is amazing, and I'm so grateful to Angie and to Patty and to the Chamber for keeping American Cancer Society with Relay for Life and Strides as one of those selected organizations. But there's so many other ways that can activate, and I just encourage you to stay on it, stay motivated, and keep having the conversation, because when you genuinely talk to the business owners and they understand what you're doing, they're going to want to be a part of it, because it's going to make them feel better, their team feel better, and it's going to increase their revenue because people are going to want to come out to support. I would like to no, my pleasure. I'm so grateful to you for being here with us today. And Coral, I know you're on. Do you have a business model that you're participating in? Are you in the for-profit space, or are you in the nonprofit space? Are you able to come on and share?
Well, if she is not, I did have a question for you in the meantime.
Sure, Angie, please.
From the business perspective, do you think it's easier if, let's say, one of our businesses, wants to start, having a charitable arm to their operations? Or have you found, or do you have any data that would suggest either way that they would have more success supporting a local effort or supporting a national charity? Is there any indication that one is better than the other?
So it's really going to be up to the organization itself. And what I mean by that is, for example, when I was running my nightclubs a long time ago, I had lots of great different organizations that would come and say, hey, would you host a night for us? And we'd host a night and nobody would show up. And then maybe 5 people were there, and they'd come out and say, so how much money did we raise? I said, well, we only had 5 people show the flyer. We only had 5 people tell our team that they came specifically for you. In fact, you weren't here. I didn't see anybody that was from your chapter, your organization. So, sometimes you have a great cause, but they don't have the local constituent base, local group of supporters that can activate. I'll give another example. When I was a restaurateur, I identified different causes that I learned about. And so I reached out. I was building out the community program at the restaurant. And the first year I was there, we raised $14,868 in sales from hosting fundraisers. Now, 20% of those sales were donated back to the organizations that we hosted. The last year I was at that restaurant, my 6th year I was there, we did $110,000 in sales from hosting fundraisers at that same restaurant where we donated 20% back. That means 22,000 plus got donated to causes. And I will tell you, with all the different organizations I've worked with, some national, some local, the key is having a following. The key is how they interact with their constituents, right? So another plug, Relay for Life. When I was a restaurant manager, I happened to meet some amazing, passionate volunteers that were part of the Relay for Life of Pembroke Pines and Miramar. In talking to them and learning about their team, I talked with my team at the restaurant, and we all worked together to put together a plan. And one of the things I did that the restaurant had never done is we said, what if you could set up a table and share information about the cause that you're doing during your relay? Would that make an impact? And I knew if people walked in the restaurant and saw somebody, even if they didn't plan on coming to the fundraiser, they might choose to participate. But I couldn't have them walking around like they were hoping, saying, hey, we're doing a chance drawing, we have tickets, would you like to buy? We couldn't have that interaction because it would remove the experience. It would take away from the experience of people who didn't plan on coming, right? But what we could do is position the table towards the front, where every guest that walks in would have to walk by as the host brings them to their table. If they were allowed to have their table set up with a few chance drawing items, baskets, things like that, and informational pieces, then people who didn't come for the fundraiser would say to the host, or inevitably the server, what's happening today? Oh, we're hosting a fundraiser for this amazing organization. They're doing X, Y, and Z. And you know what? Even though you didn't come for the fundraiser today, they do have some information, but they're also doing a chance drawing. You might actually be able to win something cool, and it'll help their mission. So now we could softly let them know what was happening. I had some teams from Relay for Life and other nonprofits over there that made more money doing the chance drawing at their table and got people to sign up for the event that they were supporting than they did from the people that came out. Some teams blew it out of the water, so much so that we had to give them a whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because they had too many people coming out and we couldn't support it all in one night. You know, Silver Trail Middle School had an amazing jazz band. So what we did is we let them perform on the patio, and that brought out all the parents, all the siblings, everybody came out. We saw people on the other end of the parking lot that got out of their cars, turned, looked, and made their way to the restaurant. They performed for 15 minutes and they raised over $2,000. Well, they brought in $3,000 in sales. They got a check for $600 right then and there. And they got several families that actually reached out that didn't even know the school had a band, that started finding out where the jazz performances were. So they got a following from it. So, you know, when I say come up with ways to innovate, come up with ways to enhance, just printing the flyer and saying, here you go, cause, we'll see you, and leaving it up to them to do everything. And then as a business owner, you're bringing in more staff, you're investing in more product because you want to make sure you have what you need to support. If it's an experience you're giving, you're making sure you have all the supplies for that experience. If it's a service, same goes there. And if the turnout isn't good, then you're losing money, but you're helping a cause. So why not offer them best practices, share with them resources that have worked for others, give them additional ways to do it. If they're going to host a fundraiser, see if they'll put up the flyer that your fundraiser will be on that night in their restaurant. So guests that come out to the restaurant will see the week before, 2 weeks before, oh, if I come out on this night, I can make a difference, help save lives, help impact lives, help the community. So lots of simple ways. So to bring it back, I know it sounded like a tangent, but to bring it back, it really depends whether it's national, regional, local, even internationally. I've had personal success with different organizations. It's all about the mission of the organization, how it touches the population that you serve, you know, your members, your customers, your constituents, and of course, the strength of their support system. If they are a national organization that only has one person in all of the Quad County area, the Naples, Fort Myers, Southwest, Southeast Florida. They got one person to support that whole region. They might not have a local constituent base that'll show up. So always good to understand the model of the company, because maybe doing that hosting a night isn't the right thing. Maybe if you really want to support the cause, you identify a popular drink or menu item and say, I'm supporting this cause with a portion going to this. When you purchase this drink, you could do that. Maybe then you go to your vendors and say, hey, I want to feature your product and connect it with this cause. Would you donate a certain amount, a couple cases or a few cases of shirts or whatever it may be, so that I could use that to donate even more? So lots of ways businesses could activate their vendors so that they can make a bigger impact. If it's not a local constituent base, but it's a cause they care about, if it's a local heavily supported base, then bring them in, make it a party, have everybody have a good time.
Awesome. No, that's really great insight. Thank you, Peter. And thank you, just for everything, for joining us today, for leading this Chamber University. I know you were a great supporter of nonprofits, and I know you are available to them if they do want some advice in those one-on-ones. So
absolutely. Angie, if I could give one more plug.
Sure.
As we're wrapping up, I just want to say this is the Miramar Pembroke Pines Regional Chamber of Commerce, Chamber University. I am so excited to be doing this class. I do want to share the Relay for Life of Pembroke Pines and Miramar is holding their 25th Relayversary. This is the 25th year it will be hosted in Pembroke Pines. And any business or individual that wants to get involved, have a team, be part of the committee, the opportunity is there to learn, to grow. Students can get service hours. They can get real life leadership skills. Additionally, we want to help partner with businesses to drive traffic to them and at the same time help raise those funds and awareness we need. Additionally, there's lots of great Relay for Life events. Believe it or not, we have 5 different events in Broward County, 1 countywide in Dade, 1 countywide in Palm Beach. So if there's people that want to get involved with our spring events to raise funds and awareness for all cancers, there's a great way to do it. Connect with me. And don't forget, since it's happening today, I'm going to say this weekend, October 22nd, the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer of Dade County is taking place down in Miami, and the Relay for Life, Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Broward County is happening here in Fort Lauderdale. You can go on Google, get it, or if you send me a message at peter.rose@cancer.org, I'd be happy to send you the info. Thanks so much, Angie. And
thank you. Relay is a great way as a business, I think, to jump in to that philanthropic.
And thank you to the Chamber for joining and setting up a team last year.
We had a team last year, and it was really great because we would walk the track with our business owners, and we were networking on the track as we were walking around. So, so if you want to join our team, you're welcome to join our team. But I think starting even your own team as a business with your employees and maybe some of your regular customers is a great way to engage your customer base and put yourself out there that you're doing something great for the community. Or maybe holding a fundraiser at your location for another team or something like that. So those are some ideas just to get you started. I think, again, Peter, thank you so much. Thank you all for being here with us, and we'll catch you at the next Chamber University. Thank you all so much for being with us.
Have a great day, all.
Thank you. This was awesome. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your week.